Hey guys, welcome to another Unplugged Health Series radio episode. Podcast. That's the one. Did Trudy just say 6 weeks from Christmas?
I think as we record this, it's 6 weeks today to Christmas Eve. So by the time this goes out, it might be 5 weeks or so, Christmas Eve.
But Christmas is on a Thursday.
Hey?
When Christmas Eve is on a Wednesday. Christmas is on a Friday.
Christmas is on a Saturday, Christmas Eve, day before Christmas. As you can see, we're very into Christmas.
I thought Christmas was on a Thursday this year.
No, Christmas Saturday.
That's
why we've got extra bank holidays on Monday and Tuesday. It's all good.
Oh, lovely.
Christmas is good this year. We get some extra
remember
time off.
to take that off work. Not get in trouble there. But Christmas is coming.
It's coming fast.
When's too early to put your Christmas decorations up?
I heard.
It's all right to wait till Christmas Eve, right?
I'm okay with that. I have a family whose one of their children, their birthday is Christmas Eve.
Wow.
So they don't do anything until Christmas Eve. Their birthday's done, and then the night of Christmas Eve is a mad rush to transform the whole house into Christmas. And I kind of quite like that because in my mind, I think Christmas comes too early. There's a lot still to do, and then I was saying with a patient earlier in business, they go, oh, can I have this done by Christmas? And it makes the month of December busier, and there's pressure because it's a focal point.
Yep.
But then also there are some who just love Christmas so much that I'm sure their house is already decorated and the tree's up. Apparently it's earlier this year.
There's more and more shops that are actually Christmas shops year round.
Yeah. Well, they've also encouraged more people because to buy more and get their Christmas shopping done early because there may be a shortage with all the haulage stuff and all that we had. But I can't believe that with the amazement of certain companies which deliver over the next day and all sorts, that there's really going to be a shortage for presents this year.
No, but getting back to that, how horrible would it be to be born on Christmas Eve? My cousin's New Year's Eve.
Christmas Day?
Yeah, but everyone would just put the presents in together. Your birthday's there. My uncle's the 22nd of December.
My mum's was the 31st of December.
Yeah, my cousin.
And she hated the fact that on New Year's everyone was out celebrating, but it wasn't her birthday, which made me feel real guilty because growing up I wanted to go party. But also that she said, serious note of growing up, that people wanted to combine, so I'll give you one big present for Christmas.
It weren't really much bigger.
And it's like, you're just being lazy. Gift two. So she always fought hard, quite rightly, that she'd rather have two smaller gifts but respect her birthday. Because you wouldn't say, all right, your birthday is July, so what we're going to do is like, I haven't got quite a one. I'll buy you a big one in December for Christmas. So yeah, Christmas is coming fast, but also with that, and I think it'll be different this year. You've then got the Christmas party and more the social stuff.
Hopefully more back to normal, kind of. Yeah,
and I think last year many people, it didn't affect us, but you couldn't have everyone. You had a certain number, or one bubble or two bubbles could meet for Christmas or something.
There were 6 people.
But it was really dumbed down as far as the social or the mixing element of Christmas.
Yeah, there were 6 people.
Will we this year have a rebound that people have bigger parties or the whole extended family, or will people still get to some point and saying, well, we're comfortable with some of the households?
Last year was that the 6 people side of things was that it was me, my wife, my sister, brother-in-law, mum and stepdad, and we had to just stick the kids in the shed and said this. Boris told them, stay there for the day.
You have to bring only Christmas. One out. One can come and
we had to keep swapping
them.
Yeah, but on another note, the more important thing is that I was speaking with a client, and I put a video up on my Facebook about this, but I think it's good to have a proper chat about it. Is that a lot of times when it comes to Christmas, we get people that say we're going to start in January. No doubt we'll be doing a podcast in January about how to stick to your goals and stuff. It's what people do. It's the start of a new year. It's a fresh start, in theory. But what happens then is this December, just like when people say we're going to start a diet Monday, that weekend before, all free-for-all side of things. But what happens in December is that because we can't do 100%, which is something I don't really say to people to do anyway, aim for that 80, 90%, give yourself some flexibility. We end up doing nothing. And one of my clients said about, oh, how am I going to get through December with all these social gatherings? But I said, but how many actual social gatherings are there? Are they every day of the week, every day? Or do you actually still have some normal days, which we absolutely do? And I think it's definitely good to chill out a bit and relax. Like when you have this like time, like as we said, like Christmas Eve on the Friday, that I'm going to be taking a week off of client calls. I'll still be there to WhatsApp clients and stuff, but it's having time to recover. But just know that we can still move forward with health. Like if your weight loss goal is if your goal is a weight loss goal and you've got 10 pounds to lose now, would you rather have 10 pounds to lose in January or 20 pounds? Because you've taken your complete eye off the ball.
Well, and also it's also realizing that the long-term benefit of whatever health challenge you're looking to work through, whether it's Christmas or then it's going to be Easter or it's going to be someone's birthday.
Exactly, there's always something.
You got to learn some level of planning with that. But also I think it goes down to what is Christmas for people. For some people, it's a big boozy affair and lots of social and you let yourself go. But there's a very good reason why people feel like crud in January, and then this year is the year of I'm going to get super fit. So if we don't want to, if you want to change that cycle, you have to change something. And I think, like we've done podcasts before over Christmas, is keep Christmas for Christmas. If you do overindulge a bit over Christmas, as in Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, that's not going to make or break your overall health expression through the year. But if it starts in middle of November and finishes in just in this first week of January, that's a big hit on the body. Yeah. On many levels.
And then we wonder why we have Blue Monday in January. Yeah. Which is like, we have this big togetherness. I didn't used to enjoy Christmas purely because of the fact that I always had the memories of my dad and how big family gatherings were together.
It's a very good point, because for some people Christmas is the opposite. It's a very stressful time. Yeah. And it comes with all sorts of different either memories or the old classic. Especially we're supposed we better have them over, but that one always drinks too much and don't mention the war and all sorts kind of things, and it throws up all sorts of spanners. So it doesn't. But I don't think Christmas has to be a significant boozy overindulgent affair. And to be honest, a lot of the foods in that are also a lot more richer. It's very hard to actually eat, a huge amount if it's contained over 2 or 3 days. How many people after Boxing Day are going, I don't want any more turkey, or I don't want.
I need some salad.
Don't show me some more chocolates.
I don't think turkey's the problem.
I don't know. We don't have turkey. I'm not a big fan of turkey.
I like turkey.
We have turkey through the year, so Christmas turkey is. It's only the 4 of us, so we usually have a smaller, a big old turkey's. There's a lot of meat on a turkey.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I usually find, as we say, that after a couple of days, so I do have this thing where Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, but I do have guidelines where I know if I have gluten, then that's a definite no-go.
Yeah, I think there's specific intolerances, and you know that your body reacts.
But everything else is like, if I want it, I will have it, and because of that, I don't want to binge out. But if I used to say that, like this one day I was going to go for it, I just want to eat. But I think this is more like, it's not just like about Christmas Day or Boxing Day or Christmas Eve. We're talking about the whole of December here. And then US have Thanksgiving.
Some it's November and December. So for a lot of people, Christmas parties, social arts, all the classic of, I played golf the other day and we went, it's like, because it's Christmas, we need to hook up and go for a meal or something.
But yeah, like we've got a Freemasons meal next week.
It does start that, but it doesn't then have to be, it's a meal. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a gorging and then it becomes an 8-course meal. The old Monty Python. Did you get into Monty Python?
Yep.
The old last, one more peppermint. Do you remember that?
I can't remember that one. No,
it's a classic.
But they were the real comedy days. Much. They're when you could actually say things that made people laugh.
Possibly get anything in it. It's just like one little peppermint, and then the guy explodes.
Something actually that this is going to be really important to chat about, but I wondered, I'm a big Only Fools fan, Only Fools and Horses. That's relevant, Christmas specials. Dad's Army.
I haven't got into Dad's Army.
Loved Dad's Army. Then there were Fawlty Towers, Porridge, Open All Hours. And I think you won't be able to make comedy like that nowadays.
No.
Just get cancelled.
Yeah.
But that's another thing with Christmas. When we see some of the old Christmas specials, that's what I like about Christmas. Seeing that sort of stuff. Seeing Jolly Boys Outing for the 50th time. Margate. Anyway, we digress with that. But
that's a valid point, though, because Christmas, there is a lot of nostalgia, there is a lot of tradition, but actually, unfortunately, the food and drink becomes a big part of it when you're looking at health and well-being, rather than also, the relaxing, spending some time with friends, catching up, and even maybe a time where there is a point of a break in the routine of the. I quite sometimes like. It's more usually Boxing Day or even between Christmas and New Year. I kind of do like what I call my personal life plan. So it's just really looking back from a chiropractor perspective. We look at things a lot along physical, emotional, and chemical. Generally, we're either toxic or too much, or we're deficient too little. And just do like a kind of just a review. Where am I in my life? Each year I have a kind of a statement of purpose. It might be the same, it might be different. It updates of where I feel I am in my life and what's important to me, or it just reminds me.
Yeah.
And what and to be grateful and that. So sometimes Christmas doesn't have to just be about the partying and overindulgence and that. It can also be a time of reflection, personally or within a family. Some quiet time. It doesn't have to be excess. It can be, some people just say, you know what, I like just to read a bit. I don't get a chance to read enough, and so it can be therapeutic on a different level. It doesn't have to
slow down.
Yeah.
But I do find as well, like when we talk about sickness, that the body has this ability to hold itself together when you're on the go.
Yeah.
A lot of the times when we push it and push it and push it. So many people get sick over Christmas because we know vitamin D intake. That's one thing, but it's obviously like, are we uptaking the vitamin D anyway, and all that sort of stuff, and so on. But eating worse, less sunlight, worse circadian rhythm because out later at night and all that sort of thing.
And for many, putting on Christmas and then must go becomes stressful. Pressure. And so, as you say, the vitamin C, the zinc, the magnesium, they get depleted. And then they're not getting nourished, and then someone goes, oh, I can't make Christmas, I'm ill.
Yeah.
Or between Christmas and New Year, they're ill. So there's a high lot. The body will always give the feedback. It might not give it straight away.
It's seeing if we can push it, but being able to hold when we do get those signs. Like if we're waking up multiple times during the night, maybe you shouldn't be pushing hard the next day to eating other crap and stuff like that. So it's definitely I can see my behaviours have changed, and there's still a lot that I want to work on. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect with this, but my behaviours have changed over the years with regard to what I appreciate more with Christmas. And before, it used to be like you have this big tray of nuts or chocolate Brazils and that sort of stuff.
You get the nuts,
and then you get the nutcrackers, and you still don't know how to work the bloody nutcrackers.
That's stressful in itself.
Yeah, and then but you've realised you could actually bought a box of walnuts for like half the price with twice as much in them. And you burn less calories doing it.
So the cynic in me also always this time of year, or certainly even because they were earlier, certainly even a couple of weeks ago, was that the first mince pies that come out, they're used by or best before date is usually before Christmas.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So the beauty of that is that like the powers that be in the food tech guys know that people like mince pies so much that by them being on the shelves, people will eat these before Christmas, and then you have to come back and buy the ones which you want to have for Christmas.
But then on Boxing Day or the day after, you look at in the supermarkets and there's a whole aisle of like 10p mince pies and stuff. It's crazy.
It's the big quality street tubs.
But yeah,
I took in the supermarket, I took a photo They're along the glass front. They had stacked.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
They stacked them in. I took a photo. It was probably around this time, maybe even early December. I took a photo. And then I ended up there a couple of days before Christmas, took a photo, and they were like gone. And you looked at it and went, where's all those quality streets? They're still there year-round
now as well. It's crazy.
I think that is is it also though, we can get a lot of these things. So you speak of older patients, and they talk along the lines of seeing the turkey for Christmas was a major, like, wow, and all this food. Now we can do that any time. So Christmas now, the Christmas meal is just really a glorified roast for most people. It doesn't have that wow factor. So are we as a society comfortable with that, or do we feel that we sometimes have to go even bigger and beyond? I know friends and patients whose the stress of Christmas is to make Christmas the best Christmas, especially if they've got kids. Bigger presents, something bigger.
Yep.
There's that pressure for that, and it's a shame, because really at the end of the day, you wake up on Boxing Day and go, was it really worth all that stress? And there's a hell of a lot of leftovers. And then people, I used to adjust one of the regional directors for the more famous supermarkets, and he saw the figures, and he was astounded of how many people came back. Well, then it was closed Boxing Day, but I think these days they're open.
Most of them are open.
Of how many people came back and did a full trolley load of food again, when you realise that people have been, over Christmas. And I think we just like, in case people come out, I'll buy another pack of this.
It's expensive. And
we just throw huge amount of money, huge amount of food, and I think a lot of it goes to waste as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we got to. I think we do have to have a bit of a game plan for Christmas. It's nice to enjoy ourselves and nice to socialise. But if you have got a certain health issues, or you've got a certain health goal, I think being mindful that your health goal or health issue continues through Christmas. It doesn't stop for Christmas.
Well,
and then pick up in the new year. So whether that's a food intolerance, a sensitivity, or something as serious as diabetes or other things, they continue. So epigenetics, we know that our environment greatly influences the expression of our health. So it's been mindful of that.
Exactly. So sticking to some kind of a routine.
Yeah, but I'm also, as you say, for Christmas, New Year's, there's some leeway.
Yeah.
What you do over 2 days is not going to be the big old. Now, if you're diabetic, I'm saying don't take your medication.
Yeah, if you're intolerant to gluten, then you don't want to get a migraine.
Go wild and totally go into a crash from a diabetic perspective. Obviously not.
Yeah.
But vast majority of people, if your overall health and health outcomes are not going to be determined by Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day.
I've said to people before, and I see this with parents of young kids, and especially at Christmas time when they want to have more sweets, and they're saying to them, don't have more sweets, you can't have any more, you've had some. Eat like you would tell your kids to eat.
Yeah.
Like it's like very contradictory.
But you don't want the
mind.
kids to eat all the sweets so that they don't leave any for you.
Yeah, or drink all the alcohol.
Well, yeah, 5-year-olds are really
yeah, exactly. Especially when they're in a shed.
They've got to keep them warm.
Yeah. But anyway.
No, we're not condoning drinking underage or putting kids in sheds or eating all the kids' sweets, which is it's a valid point. As parents, unfortunately, we do also carry the setting example. So kids kind of see through that of, well, I'm doing this, but why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So something I was going to mention of you guys that is coming up is that I'm launching a program called the 1 Day Body Upgrade. And also, I didn't tell you actually, I've just put the manuscript for a journal. So we're talking about habits and stuff. The 1 Day Body Upgrade 12-week journal. But I'll confirm that the next time.
To seeing that.
But the program, the 1 Day Body Upgrade, is £49 a month. And for that, basically, we're going to do some group work together. So where we look at group support, there's going to be topics that I cover in the book, but actually bring them to, the book was 3 years old. So bringing them to now and where we are of our perspective, building our goals, and then on top of that, what people get is they get either their home workouts written and delivered in an app, or a 2-day a week or 3-day a week gym workout. And the aim with that is to allow people to build these habits and to learn. Like, we talk about health all the time, and like one of the things that I find that health comes naturally to me because I do it day in, day out.
Yeah.
Just like nutrition does and everything like that. And just like if someone's building a house comes natural to them. But I wanted to make sure that people have this knowledge available to them. So any information that people want in regards to that, the 1-day body upgrade, then drop us a message or ask Roger for the contact details.
So this, obviously our podcast goes out on YouTube, and also goes out, audio goes through iTunes and various outlets. So we'll put the links on the YouTube link. Where would be a good source if people wanted that, if they're hearing this through the audio, because obviously they won't have
If you go to just ojayhealth.com,
okay.
Registered as a limited company today.
Where it go?
OJ Limited. ojayhealth.com, and on there at the top it just says 1-day body upgrade. So you can go on there and you can contact me through there as well.
And probably in the write-up of the podcast we'll put a link down there anyway. But if you're interested in that, and I certainly recommend Ollie's services, give him a call or chase him up, and he'll get back to you and go from there.
And the cool thing is starting before Christmas.
There
So people can go on at any point because it's a rolling thing. It's per month. We have 12 weeks of topics, and then we go and revisit them and develop new topics as we go along. It's about the support and the moving our health forward. Can't speak English, but I've written a book.
Yeah.
So it'd be awesome to hear
hopefully you're better at you're the better.
I'm much better at coaching.
You're betterest at coaching and
I'm
writing
betterest
books
at coaching,
than the podcast.
So yeah.
Right, we will hook up before Christmas. So some food for thought, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the Unplugged Health Series
show.
Radio 1 thing.
Radio 1? Unplugged Health Series.
The Radio 1 thing.
Have a great day, guys.
See you then.
Take care.